PPT. Simple नाम दे दी PPT. This is a PPT which discusses about various energies of the Lord. So just a minute. Okay. So it's here. These are various energies of the Lord: internal energy, marginal energy, and external energy. Internal energy is also called sometimes Antarang Shakti. External energy is called Bahiranga Shakti. And internal marginal energy is called Tatastha Shakti. And these Sanskrit words, somehow they are so powerful that the names themselves reveal the meaning. So we'll explain them one by one. So energies which composes of 24 elements. We already discussed about 24 elements. And I gave you the link of the video also. Of course, I was supposed to send you a second video, which I forgot to send. I'll send it by tomorrow maybe. In English, in Hindi I sent. The videos which I told you to see for 24 elements, which are very essential. So these 24 elements are called external energy of the Lord. And they're unconscious. They're called Bahiranga. Bahiranga means because they're separated by time factor. Time factor is present as Lord Shiva. For example, currently when I am speaking, do you have a doubt that whether I am speaking or someone else is speaking? Do you have a doubt? Somebody can answer and just unmute and answer. Everybody is looking very tired.
No problem. No doubt.
No doubt. But let us say somebody hear the same recording after, let us say, 100 years. Then a doubt may arise. They may say, we don't know whether the audio and video is the same. Maybe someone else is speaking and this fellow is just moving his lips. So similarly, when Lord separates himself from the material nature through his glands, which composes of Lord Shiva, people don't understand, they can't see the hand of Krishna in each and everything. And that is how people get an opportunity to develop some atheistic mentality. Who knows God exists or not exists? Anyone who is really dwells in science can never neglect that there is presence of God. There is a superior design, there is superior intelligence. There is no doubt about it. But then what happens is, because it is separated by time factor, people have an opportunity to express that atheistic mentality. So this is called Bahiranga, means out of Krishna's anga or body. Similarly, Antaranga is called Antaranga. That means it's part of Krishna's existence. You can't separate those energies separate from Krishna. Like for example, you can't say, if I consider myself to be body currently, with generally consciousness, so then I can't say that, no, this hand is separate from me. This hand is as good as me.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry. So some internet trouble was there in between. I was talking about, I think, internal energy. So internal energy called Antarang Shakti is very part of existence of Krishna. So Krishna means Radharani has to be there, Gopsakas have to be there, Nand Maharaj, Yashoda, all these people have to be there. They are all part of internal energy of the Lord. Like king, when we say king, we don't refer to a naked king. King means king is king with the clothes, with the royal attire, with his army, and the entourage, not the king alone. So similarly, when Krishna we say Krishna means Krishna along with his close associates. They all are the part of Krishna's existence themselves. That's why they are called internal energy of the Lord. And marginal energy is something in between. Marginal energy is called Tatastha Sakti. So the definition of Tatastha Sakti is given in Narad Pancharatra. Yat Tatastha Duchet Rupam Sa Samvedvad Vinirgitam Ranjitam Guna Ragena Sajiv Iti Gathyate. So Yat Tatastha Duchet Rupam. So it is actually Chitrupa, means it is spiritual in nature, but it is located in Tata. Tata means sore. Like sore is sometimes dry, sometimes wet. When it is covered by water, it's wet. And when it is not covered by water, it is dry. That's the nature of the sore. Similarly, living entity has Ranjitam Godaragena. Although it's generally it has by nature, it is spiritual, but it has a tendency to color itself with three modes of material nature. Like sore is generally dry, but it has a tendency to be covered by water whenever there is a high tide. So that is called marginal energy or in between margin. That's the English word basically. So these three are the energies of the Lord, and we are Tatastha Sakti. We are in between. So we are spiritual, but we have a tendency to be covered by three modes of material nature. I think somebody has to be muted. Correct. The devotee with the code. Okay. Now he's muted. Now, as far as coming back to the internal energies. Now, internal energies are of three in nature: Sandhini potency, Ladini potency, and Samvit potency. Sandhini potency is the potency which is in pure goodness, which is called the existential energy of the Lord, which maintains eternity in Krishna, in Golok Vrindavan, and amidst all the associates and the residents of spiritual world. So how spiritual world, all the people are eternal? That's because of Sandhini potency. So Sandhini potency is the one which maintains the existence. Now the second one is Ladini potency, the one which gives bliss. So as we know, spiritual bliss is not like material bliss. In this material world, bliss is absence of misery. We are not miserable for some time and we think it is happiness. For example, if I see I don't know what Andhra people, what is their favorite sweet? Or they don't like sweet at all? Or in Bangalore, no? Mysore Pak is very famous in Bangalore, right?
Obbattu, Prabhu.
Huh? Kobattu.
Obbattu.
Obattu. Okay. So a new name for me, Ovattu. Let us say Ovattu is there. So as soon as somebody sees Ovattu, immediately, Sanjay start crying and wailing. And actually speaking, it is a state of misery. And as soon as you take Ovattu and put in the mouth, then what happens is the temporary mitigation of misery. And that is called happiness. And as soon as the Ovattu goes in the belly, affect is lost. So similarly, material happiness is absence of misery, but spiritual happiness is something different. It is eternal and it is enhancing. It enhances the pleasure beyond one's capacity. Of course, in between there is also Brahmananda, which is the very part of existence of the Jiva. But spiritual energy is something beyond, which takes you beyond even your own capacity. So that's called Ladini potency. And then we have Samvit potency called the knowledge giving potency. So knowledge of the Lord is spiritual in nature. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of this world, which is either Vidya or Avidya. It's superior to both of them, Vidya and Avidya. So that composes of Samvit potency. That's called knowledge giving potency. In charge for Sandhani potency is Krishna himself. For Ladni potency is Srimati Radharani. For Samadhi potency it is Balramji. These three are the in charges. Now these three energies are present in us also. They are present in us also. Sandhani potency is present in us as Sata. Ladni potency is present in us as Ananda. And Samit potency is present in us as Chit. So Sat Chit Anand. We are also made up of these three energies. That's why we call ourselves as part and parcel of Krishna. Because these three energies are also part of our existence. Sat gives us energy, eternity, Anand gives us pleasure, and Chit gives us knowledge. So as a soul, we are also part and parcel of Krishna, Radharani, and Balram. All three are in charges. Now, same three energies, Sandhini, Ladini, and Samved, when they reflect in this world, they turn into goodness, passion, and ignorance, which composes of external energy of the Lord. It's not internal, it becomes external. This energy is here. In charges change. For goodness, it is Vishnu. For passion, it is Brahma. And for ignorance, Shiva is the in charge. So that is how this is the whole description of all the energies of the Lord. Now, somebody has a question, they may ask on any of these energies. Any yes, yes,
Prabhu, so here in the material world, we call this Haldini Shakti as Brahma, right? We can understand in this way, or
no. Brahma is just in charge. For example, let us say now there is some in charge for the assets in the office. That doesn't mean that person is an asset. He's different from asset. He's just in charge. So Brahma is just in charge for mode of passion. Similarly, Shiva is just in charge for mode of ignorance. Okay.
okay. So this comes under external energy, right, Prabhu? These three.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So in this means we can think as that Hladini is like spiritual and passion is material.
Yes. Perfect.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavad Pranam. Prabhuji, this also it's mentioned that superior and inferior. So internal energy means that is superior energy. Some places it is mentioned superior energy and inferior energy.
See, superior and inferior in what terms is given? Internal energy is superior even to marginal energy. That is all of us. Compared to external energy, marginal energy is considered superior. Compared to marginal energy, internal energy is considered superior in terms of consciousness. In terms of consciousness.
And somewhere, like some purpose, it is mentioned that living entities be fallen under the superior energy of Lord.
Yes. So superior energy, in those terms, it is given as internal energy. In this verse, when it is saying superior, it is talking about only marginal energy in verse number 5. In text number 5, the superior energy is given as marginal energy, that is Jiva, and inferior energy is called external energy. Because there is no mention of internal energy in this verse. Internal energy is something which I have given additional information to help us understand there is internal energy also, so that we can understand things in proper perspective. But in many places when Prabhupada says that superior internal energy, yes, internal energy is superior. Why? What is a part of spiritual world. External energy is a part of material world. And we Jiva, sometimes we can be in material world, sometimes we can be in spiritual world. We can be in other places. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
you said that this Sandhani, Kladni, Samvit, when it is in the material world, it changes into goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Yeah.
Is it specifically related to these three, like which is related to goodness, which is related to passion? Or if it converts into material, in the material world, it just changes into these three modes.
So, actually speaking, our acharyas have not given anywhere very clear distinction. So, if I speak something, it would be a speculation. But what I understood is Sandhini potency maintains the spiritual world. Similarly, goodness is the one which maintains the material world. From there, I concluded, but it's not like exact. Because acharyas have not given, we cannot say it very, very confidently. Ladani gives pleasure in the spiritual world, and passion is calm, which gives the pleasure in the material world. So here it is calm, there it is prem. Samvid is one which gives the knowledge in the spiritual world, and ignorance is called avidya, which covers the knowledge in this material world. So from there I spoke, but we can't say it very, very confidently because it is not directly given in the scriptures. Other things are directly given in the scriptures. Okay. One thing is clearly given in the scripture is that all these three energies, internal energies, reflect as external energies of goodness, passion, ignorance in the material world.
One more question, Prabhu. This even though we are, marginal energy is higher than external, but still they are bound, no, Prabhu. Like,
Yeah. So that is why
so
I'm saying
in
that
other way, then which means the external energy will be more. They have a higher. What do you say? They have higher authority over the material. Marginal energy, no, Prabhu, because we are bound to the external energy.
yes, yes. See, when we say superior or inferior, it has to be in some measuring unit. Like for example, I compare you with an elephant. Elephant is superior or you are superior? Who is superior? Mataji, humble, will not speak.
No,
Maybe-
Prabhu. In terms of the size, we say then elephant is bigger,
Yes. But in terms of developed consciousness, you are more superior.
superior. Okay.
So in what terms it matters? So similarly, when it comes to in terms of consciousness, external energy has no consciousness, marginal energy has consciousness. But when it comes to the property of entangling and getting entangled, because material energy has no consciousness, it cannot get entangled. Marginal energy can get entangled. Internal energy can never get entangled. So we have to measure based on what unit we are using for measuring. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Any other question? So if there's no question, then we'll move ahead in our study of Bhagavad Gita. I hope nobody will misquote me. So that's why I asked you to ask any questions. Because what happens many times, some devotee, what they do is, they don't understand, they don't ask, and then they speak what they have understood, and they quote my name. Who said Anand Gaurasundar Das spoke? It has happened to me once. That's why I become very fearful, and no, I'm ready to clear all the doubts. Fine. So now what we'll do is we'll go to the next verse, text number 6. एतत् योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीति उपधारय अहं कृष्णस्य जगतः प्रभवा प्रलयस्तथा. Please read the translation.
Hare Krishna. All created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Now Krishna is making it very clear. These two energies exist in the spiritual world. Sorry, material world. It's talking about material world. It's not talking about spiritual world. If there talk of spiritual one and there was a talk of internal energy. But in this material world, there are only two energies. One is conscious, one is not conscious. The conscious one is the jiva, and the non-conscious being matter. So the Lord, the cause of the world, by these two energies, knowing that moving and non-moving entities arise from these energies. So whether it is thrava like trees, plants, mountains, or it is moving entities like all of us, or ants, means various insects or the fishes, etc. All of them are composed of these two energies. Our gross and subtle bodies are made up of Maya, external energy, and we ourselves are spiritual in nature. So all the entities are composed of these two energies. Rather, entire world is created of these energies. Maya Shakti and Jiva Shakti. But Lord says, I am also there behind them. I am the creator of both of them. These are my energies. So we are Tatastha Shakti. But whose Shakti? Krishna is the Shaktiman. Krishna is the Shaktiman. Krishna is the powerful being. So Lord says, I alone am the creator of all this universe, since these two energies arise from me. And I alone is the destroyer of the universe, since they merge in me with the possessor of these energies. Because during the whole dissolution, all living entities, they enter and or take rest from the body of Mahavishnu. That's towards the end of the whole universe. And all the 24 elements, they withdraw back and they become unmanifest. They are no more manifest. You can't see them, hear them, look at them, anything. So none of these things happen. So that is how there's nothing beyond Krishna. There's nothing beyond Krishna. From Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu's navel, lotus comes. On top of that, Brahma is born. And Brahma within the stem of the lotus, using the ingredients of the lotus, creates all 14 planetary systems. That's why for Brahma, he can't see anything different from Vishnu, either it is Vishnu or Vishnu's energy. So actually speaking, there's nothing apart from Krishna in the entire creation. Everywhere Krishna is there. You can't separate yourself different from Krishna, away from Krishna. Only problem is we don't realize. We forget it. So forgetfulness of this fact is the cause of our entanglement in this world. And that is why all this knowledge is given by Krishna. Why he is giving such technical knowledge which sometimes people go to sleep or they feel boring. Because that will help us to become Krishna conscious. So we should be aware Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is there. There can't be any injustice to anyone. So no possibility. Krishna is everywhere. And then he speaks in the next verse. Matta parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigada iva. Please read the translation.
O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread.
So Krishna in first line speaks about his identity in this verse, and second line he talks about how he enters in the entire world. So first line he gives his own identity. So what is the identity? Matta paramtra na anyat. There's nothing other than me. Na anyat. Because I am both the cause and the effect. Cause in the sense, everything has come from Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And effect is the material world, which is ultimately Krishna's energy only. So I am the cause, I am the effect. There's nothing different from me. Rather, the whole universe of Sarvamidam, composed of the conscious and unconscious living entities, is identical with me because I am their effect. So everything is pervaded by Paramatma. Paramatma is there everywhere. And then he gives the example of Mai Sarvamidam Protam, I am everywhere. Sutre Managanaiva, like pearls are strung on the thread. So all the devotees we are in Kantimala. So all these Tulsi beads are supported by the thread inside the Kantimala. If there is no thread, can the beads, Tulsi beads, they remain intact? No. At the same time, when we wear Kantimala, of course, it is not old and worn out, we can't see the thread. Similarly, it is because of Lord's presence, the entire creation is moving, but unfortunately, we cannot see him. We don't find him. We don't see him. So Lord says, I am like that thread. And according to Madhusudan Saraswati, he says that being strung like pearls means that everything is pervaded by the Lord. Like in gold earrings, gold is everywhere, all pervading. Similarly, in this metal world, everywhere Krishna is there. Fine, so that doesn't mean that Krishna is material, Krishna is spiritual only, because it is Krishna's energy is pervading everywhere, Krishna is pervading everywhere. So that's Krishna explains in this particular verse, his all pervading nature. And now he gives examples of his all pervading nature. How is all pervading? Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi surayo pranava sarva vedesu sabdakhe samdrishu. Please read the translation.
O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon. The syllable Om is in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in either the and ability in man.
Yeah. So Lord says in this verse, just like I have pervaded the entire universe as Paramatma, or he pervades the universe as Virat Rupa. Similarly, I am cause of everything, even during creation. So during creation, what happens is, so again, I would, because we have to again refer to those lectures. So I would request again devotees, they can refer to the lecture which I sent in the WhatsApp group last week. English one, again, I'll send it today or tomorrow. So I told one devotee to send, but he forgot somehow. So I'll remind him. So from sound gives rise to ether, akas. From sound comes akas during creation. So that is the example he takes, Lord takes. Sabda khe power samdesu. So similarly, this universe comes from the Lord. Similarly, taste gives rise to water. So what is taste in water? Krishna says, I am the taste in the water. Similarly, Lord is the original light which gives rise to sunlight, moonlight, and all sort of lights. So all sort of lights come from the Lord only. In this way, Lord wants to show that I am essence of everything. Rather, humans are known for their porous. Porous means you can do something. Lord says, who is that porous? Lord says, I am only that. So in this way, Lord is source of all these things. So he gives these examples. Like Prabhupada gives example that active principle of water is a taste, or taste of water is the active principle of water. So if we feel thirsty, nothing can quench the thirst. We need water only. So if somebody mixes a salt in the water, it can quench the thirst. It will increase the thirst. So taste of water is one which quenches the thirst. Similarly, Omkar. In all Vedic mantras, Omkar has to be there. If Omkar is not there, apart from Hare Krishna mantra, Lord's name is directly there. So in Hare Krishna mantra, there is no Omkar required because directly Lord's name. But any demigod mantra or any other mantra becomes efficient only when tongue is purified by chanting the names of Lord Vishnu. That's why every demigod mantra should have Omkar in front. You chant Omkar, tongue becomes purified, then demigod mantra will work. This is one of the questions many people have. Why Hare Krishna Mahamantra has no Omkar? Hare Krishna Mahamantra is already directly Lord's name only. So you don't have to purify your tongue. For chanting demigod mantra, you need Omkar. Now certainly some mantras, which Vishnu mantras also have Omkar. Now that is given in the Vedas. But at the same time, God, Lord's name doesn't need Omkar. That is the main thing. But demigod's mantra have to need Omkar, otherwise they don't work. So that's the principle. Okay, now we'll go to the next one. Punno gandha pratibhyam cha tejasyami vibhavasho jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapasyasmi tapasyasu. Please read the translation.
Hare Krishna.
I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat and fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics.
So punyo, actually speaking, is used for all the, not as gandha. Punno Gandha Prithivyam Tejasmi Vibhavaso. So what is pleasing in earth is natural fragrance. So especially when you see when there's a rainy season, you are in a farm, like I am here in Gosala currently. So as soon as first rains come, the smell which comes from the mud, it cannot be compared to any other fragrance. It's really, really very, very pleasing. Punno Gandha. So earth is known for fragrance. Similarly, fire is known for form. And that form is visible, especially in the night time, for miles and miles together. It makes a form, fire. So fire is known for form. It's pleasing. Air is known for touch. Cold air gives a cold sensation. Hot air gives a hot sensation. So it's known for touch. So all these things in their pure forms, Lord says, I am that. I am that. In this way, Lord is essence of everything. His power of fire, which can burn, illuminate, or relieve cold, or lifespan of living entities. All the people, they want to live for long. Lord is the lifespan. For those who are austere people, ascetics, they are known for their austerity. And even sometimes, people, they don't know sometimes so much appreciate is called brahmacharis. I know you people know you not travel in a car and vehicles. Sadhus means they should walk. They should walk. So, but we are not ascetics. Ascetics are known for their austerities. Some ascetics, they can sit in Badrinath, Kedarnath, where there is ice around and the snow is falling from the top, practically covering you till neck. Then people say, yeah, he is ascetic. So ascetic are known for austerities. So Lord says, who gives them that power to tolerate the suffering? I give them the power to tolerate the suffering. Okay. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhi matam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. Please read that translation.
O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
So bija means cause before transformation. That's called bija. For example, when seed is transformed, it transforms into a sprout. Some sprout comes out. Then it transforms into a plant. Then into a tree. It gets branches. It gets flowers, buds, and then fruits also come out. So in this way, these all transformations or take place in the tree the way 6 transformations take in a human body. But the original one is called a bija. That's the definition of bija in general. So Lord says, I am the original bija. Because entire material creation has come from pradhan, unmanifest material nature. Lord says, but that has come from me. I am the cause of everything. Bija mam sarva bhutana. Of all existences. Then buddhi asamasmi. Like intelligent people are known for their intelligence. No intelligence, who cares? Sometimes, especially scientists, they don't look very good looking actually. They're generally not very good looking. Especially when they go for scientific research. So in IIT, I remember my professors. Some of the professors, they would do research for a few months. You would find them wearing simple bathroom slippers, growing their beard, looking so dirty. It looks like this fellow is a beggar. But still people would, students would praise them. They know that this fellow has come out of 4 months of tapasya doing so much of research work. So the intelligent people are known for their intelligence. Lord says, who has given that intelligence? I have given that intelligence. Similarly, powerful people are known for their prowess. So they may not be good looking, but they can give a big blow. So they are known for their power. So Lord says, I give that power. So in the previous verse, the word used is Teja. Teja basically means the prowess. Like Modi may not be a very heavy world heavyweight champion, but he has a lot of power. He has a power to influence India and of course, and even some place of the world. So Teja. Why am I speaking that? Because in the next verse, Krishna will talk about physical strength. Balam balvatam chaham kama raga vivarditam dharma viruddho bhutesu kamo asmi bharatarsava. Please read a translation as well as purport.
I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principle, O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna.
You can read purport also.
Okay. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, sex life, according to the religious principle, dharma, should be for the propagation of children, not otherwise. The responsibility of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna.
The Lord says, I am the strength of the strong, which is not used for exploitation but for protection. So Kshatriyas were allowed to control, allowed to collect resources. So one has tendency to control, okay, fine, you can have a, let us say, particular Janpad means a region or sometimes entire country and sometimes entire Bhumandal. One can control. Similarly, one can collect a lot of resources. Like sadhus may not are not allowed for too much resources. Grasas have some resources, but Kshatriyas can have a lot of resources. Gold coins and jewelry and the army and this and that, so many things. Even they could accumulate things for enjoyment. So sometimes, in the Gurukul, many students would refrain from getting married. So then there is an inequality. You find more women than men. So then Kshatriyas were allowed to marry more than one man. More than one woman. So they can have now more women. But then, after having all these facilities, one should use them for service, not for exploitation. And that example is given of the way parents take care of children. Menere pitaram praja. So this is a line used for Dhruv Maharaj. So he had praja, but he would serve them the way parents serve the children. So you can have a lot of kids, provided you can take care of them. So same thing is given. Balam balavatam. So I'm that bala, not of wicked people, of those who protect and serve those people. Similarly, dharma viruddho bhutesu kamo asmi bharatarsava. One can enjoy sex life provided one does that according to dharma. And Prabhupada writes for propagating the children, propagation of children. So then Krishna said that I am that sex life also. So Garbhadan Sanskar is like one of the dreams which Prabhupada had. And the reason is that consciousness which children get is generally depends on the Garbhadan Sanskar. So certainly I am a brahmachari, but Bhakti Madhur Govind Maharaj once came and he was like emphasizing on that. Because he had gone through all the 4 ashrams. Brahmachari, Grasta, Vanprastha, Sannyas, all 4. So he had did a lot of research on that. So he was telling, even according to the modern psychology, you can say, psychological analysis, they found generally when the man is in very low consciousness. So that time the children born are mentally retarded. So he was quoting from different books of the modern research. He was saying there is a proof for Garbhadan Sanskar. Consciousness of the person that produces that particular type of children. So Prabhupada would emphasize on that. Now we'll go to next verse. ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजसास् तामसश्चये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि नति अहम तेषु ते मयि. Please read the translation.
Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me.
So Lord says the expressions of my power, vibhutim, as the cause of things or essence of things, and as bodies of living entities such as devatas, asuras, rakshasas, whoever been listed here, everything is within me only. So things of existence like goodness, in goodness who is produced? Devatas are produced. Devatas are in goodness. Rakshasas are in passion. And asuras are in passion and Rakshasas are in ignorance. Yeah. So they all three of them, Lord said, they all are manifest by my energy only. So anything which is there in made of three modes of material nature, that means the entire creation, it is manifest by Lord's energy only. So Lord says, in that sense, I am everything, but I am also independent in the sense that although I am everything, but I am not dependent on them. And for example, if I say I am this body, that means if you imprison this body, I am also imprisoned. Right? Unless until we are beyond bodily concept, we are bound if we are imprisoned. Body is imprisoned. But it is not there with the Lord. All the Lord is there, all pervading, but because he's independent, that's why in one sense he's not in them. Na tu eham tesu te mai. Okay. So in this way, Lord, all things are dependent on the Lord, but Lord is not dependent on the things of this world. So there is a question regarding what is Asura and what is Rakshasa. Asura is a mentality. Asura is a mentality. And Rakshasa is a species. So those who eat humans, human bodies, they are called Rakshasas. And Asura means those who are against the principles laid down by Vishnu. So different definitions given by different acharyas. I can tell two meanings. So one is Vishnu Bhakti Smitari Deva Asurastat Viparyo. Those who are devotees of Lord Vishnu, either mixed or pure, they are called Suras. And those who are not devotees of Lord Vishnu are called Asuras. This is one definition. Second definition is given by Madhvacharya. So he says, Asura means, or Sura I would say, Sura means Sumadar Ramayati. Those who take pleasure in fine enjoyments. For example, different juices also, they have different taste. But then some strong things like liquor, they practically attack the senses. Like those who have fine senses, they can discriminate between bottle guard and pumpkin. Fine tongue is there. Those who don't have fine tongue, they experience only chili and non-chili. They can't differentiate between different vegetables. Similarly, those who have fine understanding of hearing, they can relish the sastri sangeet. But those who don't have fine ears, you have to give them, it's like metallic music to awaken them. Or now nowadays they have something called whoopers, right? Whoopers in whooper or whoopers only. Looks like somebody is boxing you. Boom, 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 boom. Because people are too dull. So that's not Sumadur. So these are two definitions of Sura and Asura. But Rakshasa is a species. It is a species. Okay. So the difference between Rakshasa and Asura.
Prabhuji, and Yakshas, what are they? Yakshas.
Yakshas are the one I don't remember the exact reference today, but as far as I remember, they are associates of this. Something which I have seen from scripture is they are associate of Kuvera. Kuvera is the in charge of the wealth of demigods and is worshipper of Lord Shiva. And his associates, they protect the treasures which are hidden in different parts of the universe. That's why in many places you will find people say that don't go to that place, Yaksha is there, he'll kill you. What is Yaksha doing there? Yaksha is protecting the wealth there. So he is protecting the wealth of the demigods. And there is some other, some place I heard, I'm not very sure about it. They say that Yakshas are the ones who eat the bodies of demigods, dead body of demigods. I don't know how much it's true, but that's one of the definitions of Yakshas. So Rakshasas eat the human bodies and Yakshas eat the demigod's body. Okay. Fine. So different species are there. त्रिभेर गुणमयेर भावेर एभि सर्वमिदं जगत मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Please read the translation.
Deluded by the three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
So the entire world is made up of goodness. So senses, mind, they are made of goodness. Mind control comes in goodness. Demigods come in goodness. Lust, pride, asuras, they come in mode of passion. Lamentation, illusions, yakshas, they come in ignorance. Yakshas are known for creating illusions. So they all are product of gunas. But Lord says, I don't exist in them in the sense that I don't depend on them. I don't depend on them. Other thing which Lord uses, the word which he uses is avayam. Vay means something which gets spent. Avay means something which doesn't get spent. We spent our childhood body, we got a youth body. We spent our youth body, we have a... No, some of us are getting older. I won't talk about everyone. I am also getting a little older now. Slowly middle age is passing away. So we then youth body, then we go to a middle body, middle age body, and then slowly body deteriorates. So our bodies become exhausted in the sense we can't bring our old bodies back. But Lord body is aware in the sense his childhood body is eternal, his youth body is eternal, and Kesor body is also eternal. So whether it is Balavastha, Pogand, that is 5 to 10, or 11 to 15, Kesor. All these three ages of the Lord are eternal ages. None of the bodies of the Lord are spent or destroyed. They become manifest and unmanifest. So Lord says, so I am not like them. Things which are made of three modes of material nature are lost in due course of time, but my body is not like that. My body is not spent. So that means Lord is beyond three modes of material nature. So, Sarvam Idam, na? Lord says. So further here, Lord, again, something more about this verse. Lord says that all jivas born in the universe, Idam Jagat, are bewildered by these three states. Senses, mind control, and Sattva-guna. They become jubilant in Rajoguna. They lament in Tamaguna. So they don't know that I am superior to them and I am without change. I am aware. I don't change. I am superior to them. Why? Because I am beyond. I am beyond this material nature. So then Arjuna has a question. Fine, you are beyond, people are bewildered, but those who are bewildered by three modes of material nature, can they become at least liberated? May not be beyond. Lord says yes. And he gives the solution in text number 14. Devi hi esa gunamayi mama maya durattaya mame veye prapadyante maya me tam tarantite. Please read the translation.
This divine energy of mine consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
So now different acharyas have given different definition of Devi. Prabhupada says practically Devi means the internal energy of the Lord or Radharani. And some acharyas say no, Devi means something which bewildered the jivas. So Devi means the demigods. Demigods are known for sporting, for enjoyment. And Dev means something which belongs to jivas for their pleasure. So demigods, they play with the jivas and the matter. And Dev means something which belongs to jiva. Jivas enjoy sense gratification basically. So Devi means something which bewilders the jivas who enjoy sense gratification. So we enjoy sense gratification, but still we are bewildered by whom? A superior energy, that is called Devi. That's basically Maya of the Lord. And this Devi Maya is made up of gunas. Now gunas has two meanings. One meaning is modes. Second meaning is rope. Guna also means rope. So especially when this rope is intertwined into three ropes, you mix together. You've seen this intertwine and make a very strong rope. The rope becomes very, very strong. Practically, for anyone to cut this rope is very difficult, especially if it is an ox. So what they do with the ox is, they put a rope from the nose and then they control the ox through this rope. Although controlling an ox is very, very difficult. So I'm here in Gosala. You can't control it if you don't put the rope from the nose. So once our devotees, they thought, no, we should be a little merciful, not in the nose, we should put in the neck. So we have our heavy ox called Gokarna. At least he must be more than 400, 500 kgs. He starts eating something, you can't just stop him. So this Gokarna, so they bound him by the rope. 4 devotees were catching him and he was driving all the 4 people away. But one rope in the nose, even a single small boy can control it. So I don't know psychology. Something I heard from some devotees about the psychology of the bull or the ox. So in the ox cart, what happens is, this ox, you put the nose from the ox, and when one tightens from one side and loosens from other side, ox feels, I want to go right. And then very confidently he goes right. Or I want to go left, he practically goes to the left side. So that sensation makes him feel that it is he who is doing it. Similarly, although actually speaking, 3 modes of material nature control us. But we feel who is doing it, I am doing it. So that is the power of Maya or Guna. But then for his devotees, Lord says, by touching his chest, he says, Mameve prapadyante mayametam tarante. So it's not possible for Arjuna, for one to cut this rope, especially for the ox who is already bound by the rope. But I can help them to cross over this 3 modes of material nature. So if somebody surrenders to me, then he can easily cross over this action energy. How easy? Lord speaks in Bhagavatam. Samasritaye padapallavam plavam mahat padam punnayaso murare bhavam buddhim bhats padam param padam 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 yed vipadam natesam. So what's padam? What's padam is basically the hoof print of a calf. Now hoof print of a calf, it doesn't collect much water. You can easily cross over it. So the entire ocean becomes like a hoof print of a calf. If somebody takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, which become like a boat. So Lord says, somebody surrenders to me very easy. Otherwise, Very difficult to cut. He gives a solution in this particular verse. Prabhupada talks about Nitya Siddha, Nitya Baddha. So we'll just talk about these terminologies. Nitya Siddha, Nitya Baddha, etc. Sadhana Siddha. So the different terminologies used in the scriptures for different types of living entities. So some living entities, like all of us, are called Nitya Baddha. Nitya Baddha means eternally bound. Eternally bound in the sense, if you ask, since how many lifetimes you are being bound in this modes of material nature? Very difficult to say. Practically eternal. Nitya Baddha. Similarly, there are some people who are called Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha means they are always liberated. Even if they come to material world, Lord gives them guarantee you will not be bound. Like for example, there are workers who go in the prison house and they may work there. But just because somebody goes in the prison house, let us say somebody went for gardening there. Now police who cannot say, hey, you are gardening in the jail. Jail means you have to go in the jail only, inside the cell. He came there to do some work and he would go back. He's sent by the government. So similarly, there are pure devotees of the Lord who come in this world to deliver the living entities and they go back. So they are called Nitya Siddha. And there are some personalities who are called Sadhana Siddha. Sadhana Siddha means they have attained the perfection by doing their strong sadhana. They are like the prisoners who, by their good behavior and obedience to the government laws, are now qualified to get out of the jail and be free. So they are something like that. So they are called Sadhana Siddhas. So there are various terminologies used in the scriptures. So we discuss about them. So then Arjuna says, my dear Krishna, you are saying somebody surrenders to you and he can get rid of Maya. So actually speaking, we understand those who are foolish, they don't surrender, it makes some sense to us. But those who are intelligent, at least they should surrender to you. Why don't they surrender to you? Then Lord answers that in text number 15. Namam duskritino mooda prapadante naradama maya aparat jnana asuram bhavamasritaha. Please read the translation.
Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
So what happens is, those who are actually wise do surrender to Krishna. But those who think they are wise, they don't surrender to Krishna. So the difference between being clever and being wise. Clever people use their intelligence for getting their things done and enjoying sense gratification. Those who wise actually use the intelligence for their well-being and for the well-being of others. So the big difference between the clever and the wise people. Like intelligence, it has different meaning and different connotations. So I just heard one incident, which is basically a joke, not incidents. So once what happened is, Albert Einstein and one rich Marwadi person. Marwadis in Calcutta are known for their business. So Marwadis are the one who rule Bengal, actually in one sense. They are the one who, very wealthy people. So they were sitting for Marwadi and one Albert Einstein, they had a debate. And all the people knew what is the result of the debate. But still, it was a TV episode. So this Marwadi said, you ask me any question, I can't answer your question, I'll give you $50. So he threw $50 in that table. Albert Einstein thought, he's challenging me. He doesn't know who am I. So he said, you ask me any question, if I'm not able to answer, I'll give you $500. And the debate started. So it began with Albert Einstein asking, what is theory of relativity? Marwadi said, I don't know. $50 on the table. People were thinking, are such a foolish fellow, why is he sitting in the debate at all? And then Marwadi asked a question. He said, can you tell me about an animal which goes up the hill in 4 legs and comes down with 3 legs? And by this time, Albert Einstein was like scratching his head. Almost 10 minutes passed. And he said, I don't know. And he kept like $500 on the table. And then he asked Marwadi that, so what is the answer? He kept $50 more. He told, I also don't know. And he took the profit of $400 and went away from there. The point I'm speaking is, some people, they use their intelligence in making money. Some people use their intelligence in doing research. Different people have different type of intelligence. Like Brahmanas are happy understanding scriptures and teaching scriptures. They use their intelligence for that. Kshatriyas, they are resourceful. They can use the resources, fight, win the wars. But Vaisyas are good in making money. Sudras are good in skills. So different people have different type of intelligence. You can't compare them. I remember when I was studying in IIT, we had a subject called entrepreneur cell. Now it has become very popular. In our time, it was like just a beginning. So then one of the pass outs from IIT, I won't say it's pass out, also dropouts. He came in IIT to do PhD, became frustrated in 3 months and ran away. But this fellow was called because he said that I didn't want to waste my time in studies. So I went to West. And he said, and I deal with most intelligent people who are not so intelligent. And then we were wondering, what is he talking about? He was talking about Nobel laureates. He's saying the Nobel laureates, they're so intelligent, they make their products and they basically, they get even Nobel Prize for that. But they don't know how to make money out of it. I help them sell their product. And then I take 70% of the profit and I just give them 30% of the profit. So then he was saying, you just tell me who's more intelligent. Depends on perspective. What perspective are you talking about? So that's why intelligence is not enough. Intelligence has to be used for one's welfare and others' welfare. Then such a person is called wise person. So Krishna says these people are not wise. They are duskritinaha. Dus comes from the word dust, means evil, and kritina means clever. They have a clever intelligence or evil intelligence. So namam duskritino muda. So those who are duskriti, they are miscreants. They use their intelligence for evil purposes. Among them there are muda. Muda means those who are grossly foolish. So this is the first category, muda. Muda, who is fool, he is as good as an animal. Basically, so why is he called animal? Because he works very, very hard for animalistic pleasures which are available even for hogs and dogs. Nayam deho de bhajam loke kastan kaman arhate vidbhajame tapo divyam putra kan sattam suddhi desmat brahma sokham tu anantam. These are the words of Lord Rishabdev. Nayam deho de bhajam loke. So he tells to his 100 sons, my dear sons, don't work very hard for those pleasures which are available even for the vid bhujam is practically stool eaters. So hogs who eat stool, they also get pleasure of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Don't work very hard for that. Automatically, if you get lower species in next life, you can enjoy these pleasures. Then what should one work hard for? Tapo divyam putra kayan satyam. Work hard, do tapasya for that spiritual bliss which is not available for hogs and dogs. So we are not saying become lazy, work very hard. But for what? That pleasure is available not for human beings, only for human beings, not for animals. That divine pleasure. So work hard for spiritual life. But these are called mudas because they work hard for material pleasures. And Muda literally means donkey actually. So I'll tell 1-2 stories from the donkeys. Like once what happened is there was a donkey who had to work very, very hard for the washerman. He would carry a lot of clothes with a lot of strength and so much of tolerance, and then he would walk here and there. And there was a stray donkey. The stray donkey asked this donkey, my dear donkey, why do you work so hard? He says, if I don't work so hard, this master will not give me grass. He says, just see me. I don't work and I don't work at all. Still I get grass. So this donkey said, yes, I also felt like that one day. So I felt like that one day, and I was just about to run away from the washerman's house. Suddenly I heard a sound. Washerman was chastising his daughter. So in class 4, she failed 4 times. And the washerman was very angry. He took the stick in the hand and said, if you fail the next time, I'll make you marry with this donkey. Donkey says, I'm 100% sure. She'll again fail, and then I have future prospects. And that's why I'm staying in washerman's house. So in this way, this is called a donkey mentality. Now, person doesn't understand that he's working so hard for things which are available for other people also. And one of the names of donkey is called Vaisakhanandan. Vaisakhanandan means one who becomes very healthy in the summer season. So in the rainy season, there is a lot of grass. Donkey gets to eat a lot of grass. In summer season, there is less grass and he gets to eat less grass, but still he becomes healthy in the summer season, because what happens is, in rainy season when there is a lot of grass, he eats a lot of grass and he looks at the remaining grass. My God, so much grass is remaining. I have eaten so less today. And because of that mental anxiety, he becomes very weak. In summer season, because there is less grass, he looks around. I am a world champion. I have eaten so much. And then he becomes very healthy. So that's why donkey is called Vaisakhanandan. So similarly, in this world, people work very hard for sense gratification, which is easily available. So such people are called Muda. They're called Muda. The first category. Second one is called Naradhama. Naradhama means practically Nar Adham, the lowest of the mankind. So why these people are called lowest of the mankind, Nar Adham? Because they take up bhakti for some time. But then they pursue other goals as more important than the goal of bhakti. So then they think goal of bhakti is going back and back to Godhead or making relationship with Krishna. They think it is not so useful. So despite practicing bhakti, these people pursue other goals of sense gratification. And then they may give up bhakti in due course of time. So that may include even jnanis and other people who take shelter of bhakti and get liberated, but then they leave bhakti. Or people, so-called people who may go to temple for sense gratification. Please cure my disease. Please make my son pass the exam. Please give me promotion. And then they don't practice anymore. They don't want a relationship with the Lord. They're just interested in themselves. See, why am I speaking like that? We'll compare that in the next passage also, where people who do go to the Lord for some sense gratification, but their goal is also to make a relationship with the Lord. As soon as desire to make relationship with the Lord comes, one becomes pious. Otherwise, one may come in the category of Naradhama. Third one are the learned people. They're called Maya Aparhat Jnana. So these people, they read a lot of scriptures, they may have a lot of knowledge, but the knowledge is stolen by Maya. So they think that Lord Narayan is residing in Vaikuntha, and he is available while doing a lot of bhakti. But Krishna, Ram, all these people, they have two hands only. They are ordinary human beings. So these fools think that Lord has human body. So though Lord says surrender to me, they don't surrender to the Lord. So even personalities like, now suddenly Jarasandha would come in the next category, Asuram, but you can even put him in this category also. Because Jarasandha would worship Vishnu, but he was very envious of Krishna. So then he was calculated as a Asura, he was not calculated as a devotee. And Prabhupada gives a modern example of the philosophers, etc. So these people think we are very intelligent, but the knowledge is stolen by the Maya. So they use entirety of intelligence for doing something which is not much beneficial. Like I know sometimes even people who are very educated do such research for such a stupid thing. Like one of our devotees, he got a PhD on what? Enhancing the life duration of a soap bubble. Enhancing the life duration of soap bubble. So that when wealthy people, they put a soap on their body, bubble will be formed. It will touch your head and the belly and the thighs and the legs, and it will give a soothing experience till your feet. So for that, he was thinking, my God, I worked so hard for entire life just to enhance and give a titillating sensation to some wealthy people. Now, what a use of misuse of education. Or one of our devotees was devotees only in those days. So his first project was project was to make a machine to identify whether fish is fresh or not. And he is among top branches of IIT, electrical engineering. And he was supposed to make this machine. And this devotee was thinking, no, we are making a dog out of me. Even a dog can smell whether the fish is fresh or not. And of course,
your voice is little
breaking.
It's clear, Prabhuji.
Okay. Sitaram Prabhu, maybe you have to check your internet connection. Right? So, so this devotee, he was wondering, he was thinking, so much of hard work to crack IIT JEE, I entered into IIT, and ultimately I have to make this machine. And of course, it also involves breaking 40 principles. So he requested that I won't do this project, give me some other project. But the point is, sometimes people put entirety of their energy for such a small thing. Actually, I also went to Hyderabad and NGRI. So I did some research and I found that the Sikkim region is the most vulnerable for earthquake. So then the scientist told me that, no, you should publish a paper. Actually, I spoke him a lie and I ran away because there was some camp going in some other place. I wanted to join the camp. I was not interested in writing papers, etc. Of course, later on someone else did it and he got a lot of name for that. Because one of the reasons why I didn't do that was, I was feeling, no, what is the use of my research? So what would have happened if I would have done that research? All these companies, which are Bima companies, LIC and all other companies, they would have got a gradation for, I don't exactly know the bank terms, but when there is destruction, like there is life insurance, similarly there is home insurance also. So if you have a gradation of the amount of destruction in a place, it will help you in fixing the amount for home insurance. I thought it is the use of so much of hard work. So it didn't appeal to me at all. I thought, no, better let me go and chant Hare Krishna and make a spiritual advancement and help other people to go back to God. Not just give some benefit to some Bima companies, these insurance companies. So that is how people use their intelligence for so many things. So certainly it's not that Vedic culture denies material welfare, but excess of working hard for sense gratification doesn't help. That actually, rather, it creates more disaster. Like, really speaking, I don't criticize, but the reality is, since the time these mobile phones have come, so many kids have been spoiled. Even youth, so many young people, they are spoiled. They have spoiled their lives because of these mobiles. So many families are spoiled. In houses, the fights between the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law have increased because of these mobiles. Otherwise, you are in Bangalore, see somewhere else, no more fights. And how much will you fight while writing the letter? But mobiles are there now, things become so complex. So the point is, we are using the resources, but we have to see whether they are really benefiting us or not. Anyway, so misuse of intelligence. And the last one is asram bhavam asritaha. Taking the shelter of mood of asuras like Jarasandha. So these people, as soon as they see Krishna, they want to kill him. Or they want to kill Krishna by their bad arguments by writing a wrong commentary. Even in India, such rascals are pervading now like anything, who misuse the scriptures or sometimes even mutilate the scriptures by saying, no, Ravana was a great person, or no, Duryodhana was a great person. Such a nonsense, such a nonsense. So they try to somehow kill Krishna from Bhagavad Gita or kill Lord Ram from Ramayana only. So such people are asuras actually. They are demons. They are not, they may be looking like human beings, but they're not human beings, they're demons. Okay, Paramananda Prabhu had a question. How to understand a devotee of Vishnu is the enemy of Lord? So what happens is many of these people, even like Jarasandha, they would worship Vishnu because Vishnu is a center of Varnashram. So they are very interested in Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. I think Deen Pavani Mataji has asked, somebody has asked a question. So, so these people, they are interested in Vishnu because Vishnu is the source of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Means if you do Dharma nicely with Vishnu as center, then one will get money and one will get sense gratification. But same demons, when they came in front of Krishna, they became envious of him because Krishna means you have to surrender sense gratification and totally take shelter of Krishna and serve Krishna. So serving Krishna means don't expect sense gratification, expect spiritual happiness, spiritual bliss. If one expects sense gratification, what happens is there may be opposite effect also. Because the rule of the world is things always don't go according to our expectations. So in devotees, we see we have a loss of sense objects and the things of relatives, of our own lives, loss of money. That happens even for devotees. So then surrender to Krishna with bhakti bhava is something rare. So because they are envious of Krishna, they are called sometimes asuras. Okay. Does it answer the question? Okay. Fine. So now we'll go to the So then when Arjuna hears about these 4 types of people, he becomes very concerned. He says, my dear Lord, it seems that the whole world is pervading with these people. Is there someone who worships you? Lord says, yes. There are 4 types of people who worship me. And because they worship the Lord, they are called Sukritanaha, Sukriti. They have performed Varnasam, Dharma, etc. They have accumulated some sort of piety, spiritual piety, not just material piety. And that's why they come to the Lord and they begin their devotion service. So these 4 are explained in the text number 16. Taturveda bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jigyasu artharthi jnani cha bhartar sabha. Please read the translation.
O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distress, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute.
So these 4 types of people are there. First 3 are Karmamishra Bhaktas. The 4th one is Jnanamishra Bhakta. And again, if you compare with the previous one, in this one, Lord has given a difference. Previous one, those who are especially Naradhamas, they are not concerned in making a relationship with the Lord. But these people, they have material desires. At the same time, they also want a relationship with the Lord. So they come to Krishna only. They don't go to other people. They don't go to Amma Bhagavan, Appa Bhagavan, and here and there, Sai Baba. They don't go here and there. They will come to Krishna only. So they feel that relationship with Krishna. But still they approach with material desires. That's why they are called Karmamishra Bhakta. Karmamishra Bhakta means I want Krishna also and I want something else also, which is material. And they worship the Lord for this with these mixed desires. So among them, the first one is called Artha. In Kali Yuga, these are the greatest percentage of the people. And if you ask from devotees, most of the devotees, no, I ask this question and they turn out to be that they begin with as a Artha. They begin as Artha. Artha means they want relief from some sort of affliction. So there was some calamity, sickness, some relationship problem in life, some great troubles in life, and they want relief from that. That's why our devotees, when they do seminars like Art of Mind Control or seminars like Art of Happiness, that's very appealing to the people. Because people know that we are unhappy. And even new people, if new people come, you tell them chant Hare Krishna, you'll get Krishna, you'll go back to God. They are not interested. You chant Hare Krishna, you'll get peace of mind. Oh, peace of mind. Okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna. So that is how, this is the greatest category in Kali Yuga, those who want relief from stress or distress. So, Artha. Second one is Jigyasu. They want knowledge of either Atma, some sort of spiritual knowledge. Like many people say that I'm a Hindu, still I don't know what is there in Gita. I want to learn Gita. But there are some people who say that one person came to me and he said that I want to learn grammar. That's why I want to read Gita. So he wanted to learn Sanskrit grammar. Some people are very inquisitive. What is there in their particular organization? What about their Bhagavad Gita? So then all these people, they come in the category of Jigyasu. They come for this Jigyasa. So they have heard there is a big Jagannath festival and now it's really, really very, very grand. So then when we have Jagannath festival, some people just to come out of inquisitiveness. Let me see how grand it is. So Jigyasu. So Artha Jigyasu, Artharthi. Artharthi means those who desire material sense gratification. First one are those who want to get rid of miseries. These people want sense gratification. So they sometimes they may want some salary hike, or they want some profit in the business. So they go to Balaji and they make a alliance with him. Balaji, make me profit, give me profit, 10% your, 90% mine. So like that, they make alliances. So these are kind of earthy. Or some people know they want to get married. My dear Lord, please give me some gori or ghodi. So some people want horse, someone wants beautiful woman. So people go for different purposes. And somehow this is very appealing. Like one of our devotees is very good in donor cultivation. So I was wondering, once he was speaking in the class, he was telling that there was one boy, he wanted to marry a girl, and then what he did is he wrote a letter to Radha Govind and he kept it in the hundi. And somehow he got married. And I was wondering why this fellow is speaking all these things in the class. He's my Brahmachari friend only. So then I researched and found that some donors were sitting there. So for generally those who are wealthy people, these sort of stories are very appealing. Somebody want wealth and they got a lot of wealth. Somebody want a wife and they got a wife. Somebody want this and he got that. And such people are very popular. Especially I remember in UP, they are known for kathakars. UP has a lot of kathakar and bhavat kathakar. And they have some very favorite pastimes. One of the things which they will surely have is Krishna Janma. Because Krishna Janma, you get a lot of dakshina. Oh, Krishna ka janma ho raha hai, aiye. So people will come with the gifts. So that's one day where you get a lot of donations. Second is Rukmini Vivah. Krishna and Rukmini are getting married. So all the ladies should come and they should bring the dowry for Rukmini. So the second day, where they get a lot of money. And third is story of Sudama. So their perspective is not to show the mercy of the Lord. Their perspective is to show that how Sudama got a lot of wealth. So then they go and they say, कोई हाथ नहीं बांधेगा, सब हाथ खुला छोड़ दीजिए. Nobody should not put your hand like this. All the people should put it free. Why? आज भगवान छप्पर फाड़ के देने वाले हैं. Lord is going to give like wealth like anything. So also people should open their hands like that because you have to collect the wealth. And people become very happy. They open their hands and like. So artharthi. Most of the people, many people, they go to the Lord because they want something. But if they go to Krishna only and they also desire a relationship with the Lord, they come in the category of Karma Misra Bhaktas. And the fourth one is Gyan Misra Bhakta, that's Gyani written here. So who is this Gyani? Gyani means he understands I am eternal soul, non-different from this body. At the same time, I have relationship with the Lord. He understands that there is some sort of relationship with the Lord. So he has pure heart. He doesn't come with either of the three things. He doesn't come because he is distressed. He doesn't come because he wants to learn some Sanskrit or he's inquisitive. He doesn't come because he wants something. He understands I am soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, I have to make a relationship with him. Although he may not be fully aware or fully conscious of that relationship. So he's called Gyani. Now Arjuna has a question. He says, among all these four types of devotees who are called Pradhani Bhut Bhaktas, see, I'll refer to all these terminologies, so please remember them. So I told you to memorize the previous chart, which I gave in the last class. So among these four Pradhani Bhut Bhaktas, Arjuna has a question, who is the best? And Krishna answers in 17, verse number 17. तेषां ज्ञानी नित्य युक्ता एक भक्तिर विशिष्यते प्रियो ही ज्ञानिनो तीर्थम अहम च प्रियो ही ज्ञानिनो अत्यर्थम अहम सा च मम प्रियः. Please read the translation.
Of these, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
So Lord in one sense is making very clear that he is not Jnani, he is Jnana Mishra Bhakta. Because what Lord is using the word Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate. He is not just Jnani, he is Jnana Mishra Bhakta. Bhakti is there in him. So what Lord says is, this Jnani, he has developed full concentration of mind on my practice. That's why Nityukta, he has a tendency to be fully absorbed in me, whereas this is not possible for other three people. Other three people, where their mind will go. So when they say that, no, my dear Lord, Balaji, you look so beautiful. And even the gold coins look so beautiful. So let me also get some gold coins. They look at the diamond dress of Balaji and they think, my dear Lord, you let you keep all the diamonds with you. At least leave one diamond which I want to earn. So their minds are divided. The concentration is not fully on the Lord. Whereas Jnani, because he doesn't desire anything else, his concentration is not divided, it is full. At the same time, it is not broken. Other people, there, as soon as they get their sense objects, their concentration will break. But this fellow, no. But then Arjuna has a question, does he worship you because if he doesn't perform bhakti, he will lose his jnana, or bhakti, jnana will not be effective without bhakti? Like it was in the case of which type of bhaktas? Somebody remembers, let us see. Somebody remembers from the chart.
Gunabhuta.
Gunabhuta Bhakta. Thank you, Mataji. At least I'm very happy. At least one person is remembering. So, Gunabhuta Bhakta. So, isn't he like Gunabhuta Bhakta? Now, who is just practicing bhakti for the fear, with the fear that, oh, I lose my bhakti? Krishna says, no. Ek bhaktir visishyate. That means for him, bhakti is more prominent. Relationship with Krishna is the goal, but he has good amount of mixture of jnana. He has a lot of attraction to hear about 24 elements, etc. So that's why he's called Jnana Mishra Bhakta. So such a person will neither give me at the stage of sadhana, like Karma Mishra Bhaktas, nor at the or divided sadhana in the sense. It will not be divided. At the same time, even after perfection, he doesn't give up bhakti. He continues his practice because he ultimately wants me. So that's why he says, such a person is as good as me. Like I love myself, I also love him. But certainly he is different from pure devotee. Because for pure devotee, the Lord, what Lord says is, my pure devotees are more dear to me than myself. Sadhavo hirdayam mayyam swadi sadhunam hirdayam tuyam mad annattana jananti naham tevo managapi. So the Lord says, devotees, my sadhus, they love me like anything, I love them like anything. They can't live without me, I can't live without them. Rather, he puts them in a higher condition when he speaks to Durvasa Muni, who is chased by Sudarshan after offending Amrish Maharaj. Now, so he says, Aham bhakta paradino hi asatantra eva duja sadhugir grasta hirdayo bhaktir bhakta janapriya. So he says to Durvasa Muni, he says, he asatantra, I am dependent on my devotee. Why? Because I am not independent. Why is not independent? Because I am bound. How are you bound? I am bound in the heart of my devotees. So my devotees have encased me in the core of their heart. That's why I am not free. So don't think you will come and beg forgiveness from me and say that now please leave Sudarshan. I will leave. I can't leave. I am dependent on my devotee. So as far as pure devotee is concerned, their situation or their status is even higher as compared to this Gyan Misra Bhakta. But even for Gyan Misra Bhakta, Lord loves them so much, he says that they are as good as myself. Now Arjuna says, okay, he's dear to you, but what about others, other three Karma Misra Bhaktas? So then Lord speaks 18th, his opinion about Karma Misra Bhaktas. उदारा सर्व एवेते ज्ञानी त्रि आत्मेव मे मतम आस्थिता सहि युक्तात्मा माम इवानुत्तमाम गतिम. Please read the translation.
All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal.
Okay. So Lord says, yes, they are also dear to me, because I am ultimately source of affection. They also have affection for me. So because they have affection for me, I also have affection for them. So I love them because they are very generous. They're very generous. But as far as Jnani is concerned, he's as good as my very self. He's my own self. Because he doesn't work me for Swarga or Moksha or anything. I am dependent on him. Now, certainly, he is not as good as Suddha Bhakta. But still, Lord loves him more. So he's saying they're also magnanimous, but Jnani is good as myself. So that is how he categorizes. Arjuna becomes very excited. So how long does this Gyan Misra Bhakta take to become a pure devotee or come to you? How long does it take? So that Lord answers in text number 19. How long it takes? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Please read the translation.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Yeah. Even such a person who possesses knowledge, so he who possesses knowledge, seeing Vasudeva everywhere, he takes many, many births to surrender to the Lord. So by associating with devotees, this Gyan Misra Bhaktas, whose mind has become steady, is very, very rare. Why this personality takes so much time? That means a little bit of impurity can delay your flight to Golok Vrindavan. So Karma Misra Bhakta, Gyan Misra Bhakta, the only problem with them is they will also go to Krishna. First thing, if you remember in the chart I told is, they generally get Salokya Mukti, Sastri, but they don't get Samipya. They don't come very close to the Lord. Similarly, you cannot go to Golok Vrindavan with mixed devotion service. There's one difference. Second difference is there's a delay. They take a lot of time. Like Dhruv Maharaj, although later on he gave up that desire for getting Brahma's position. Lord said, no. You came to me, you desired something, I'll get a bad name. Saying, Arey, this fellow came with material desires and Lord did such a miracle. Bhul gaya wo. Lord has cheated him. And he became pure devotee. So Lord says, no, now you have to rule for 36,000 years. So there's a delay. It delays. So problem with material desires is Lord will fulfill material desires. And for devotees, what I've seen is Lord fulfill material desires and he frustrates the devotee also. Frustrates the devotee in the sense, devotees then they think, what next? I know some of the devotees, some of my counselors only, they were like struggling, they were from poor background and they had a great fascination for wealth. But then after getting a lot of wealth and getting a lot of facilities, then they were saying, what next? Because no amount of sense gratification can ever give us happiness which comes by chanting Hare Krishna or by in association of devotees. It's uncomparable. Uncomparable. So that's why such a happiness is very rare. So devotees understand because naturally happiness and Krishna consciousness is much superior. Like imagine once some gets even little bit taste for chanting. That means you can be happy whole day. You can chant whole day. No tax. No, you don't have to pay anything. No impediment. So such a pleasure is there. Available 24 hours a day. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, but your video is stuck in between.
Okay. Video got stuck. So such a person, Lord says, is so Ekant Bhakta keyword is much more rare. Mukta naam api siddhana naran parana sudurlabha prasantatma kote sapi mahamune. Among koti means crores of munis. Getting a devotee of Narayana is very, very rare. Is considered very, very rare. So that is what Lord talks about them. Haribol. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu, but video is not visible. It's black screen.
No problem. What I'll do, anyway, I have to speak for 2 minutes only.
Okay, Prabhu. No problem.
So what Lord says at the end is, I was quoting this verse when it got stuck is, Mukhanam api siddhanam narayan parayana sudurlabha prasantatma kote sai mahamuni. So among koti means crores of muktas, those are liberated people. One may be devotee of Lord Narayan. So in this way, devotee of Lord Narayan is very, very rare. Yeah, again it got disappeared. At least now it will not get disappeared for 2 minutes, looks like that. So I'll just end with ending only. So Lord, what it says is that among crores of liberated people, there is one is very rare. Devotee of Narayan is very, very rare. So pure devotional service is much more rarer. And now I'll stop here because now Krishna will compare these Karmishras, Gyanmishra Bhaktas with demigod worshippers and with Godabhuta Bhaktas. So with Godabhuta Bhaktas, so-called Bhaktas or now those who don't desire relationship with the Lord is going to compare in the next verses. So Lord is going to show that how even somebody is mixed. He may take many, many lifetimes to come to me. At least he's better than those who worship demigods or those who desire liberation. So those will be the next verses. So Lord will show their superiority. So we'll end here and we'll cover that in the next class. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की शिल्पपात की जय गौर प्रेमानंद।